Yeah, money fall on you.
Sanyu FM and coming in from Davido. It is the hit selector. I am Crystal and I'd like to welcome my guest on Celeb Select today, the beautiful Zari. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you
so good to have
much.
you. We've been talking about this back and forth.
I know.
And you're here now.
Yes, feels so good to be
And
home.
looking good in all white. I see
Yeah.
you're all prepped for
You
the
know,
party.
You know what's happening. You already know.
Just remind people what's happening on Thursday.
Thursday, it's all about the Zari All White Party sponsored by Rock. It's this Thursday 21st at Governor. So,
At Governor. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, Zari, the thing about this show is we just want to get to know you a whole lot
Okay.
better because we see your pictures and you're always looking stunning in your pictures. But we want to know what was the little Zari like. So, maybe you can start by just telling us where you were born.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
There's
we're going back.
so much about Zari. If we start, we're not going to finish today. I've always been this person. Like, I haven't changed. My family can probably testify. I haven't changed. I'm still the same old person, fun, and I'm still humble, regardless of what is my situation now. I'm still the same old Zari.
Okay. So, growing up, were you a lot of kids?
We were. I come from a family of 6 girls. I'm 5 plus me 6, and 2 brothers. One
Okay.
passed on. So, yeah. It was just amazing.
It was
To have my little
amazing.
sisters all over the show. It was amazing.
And your parents? What were your parents
My
like?
mom passed on. It's about 4 months.
Yes.
Because that was just 7 weeks after Ivan died. So
Sorry for your
yeah,
loss.
I know, but it's what it is.
Were you
it's-
close with your mom?
Very, very, we were very, because she raised us when our dad left. Like she took care of us, so we were close. She was that person that you could run to with whatever the problem is. She was always able to advise, or she was
Because
just mom.
losing a parent is a very
It's
difficult
so
thing.
hard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have you like thought about maybe counseling? Do you have someone that you can talk to? Because sometimes grief, you need to talk to someone to help you deal with it.
No, I haven't really been out for counseling. I did take the kids for counseling when their dad passed on because, it was so soon. It's something that they didn't expect, and then it
Yes.
happened. And then my mom followed. It was so many things happening in the
Yes,
shortest
it was
period
a
of
rough
time.
time.
Yeah, but myself, I think I'm a person who's learned to pick myself up from all my falls. Yeah, because, you look at it and you're like, you know what? This is life. And there's certain things that you look at and you're like, you know what? I think I'm growing up. When you're a teenager, you're just like, you know what? Yeah. But when you start growing up and things happen, you're like, okay, this is life. People die. And once you sink that in, that's it. Because I'm here and I'm going to die. So it's just what
That is
it
true.
is.
We don't like to accept that,
it's
but-
just what it is. I've made peace with death, especially with my my mom and then Ivan. I've made peace with it. I'm just at a point where I'm asking God, look, I've got kids. They're very tiny. If you can just give me a chance to raise them, and when they're old enough, and everybody can, you know what? I've made peace with it. I'm not really at a stage where I'm like, oh, I'm scared to die. No, I'm not there.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So you were born in Ginger
Yes, I was.
and grew up in Ginger?
Yes.
Went to school in Ginger?
Yes. No, half of my life. We moved to Kampala. Ginger used to be the city right then. You know that. It used to be the E-town, and that is where I grew up. And then we moved here into 19... I can't even remember. It was in 97 or something. Yeah. So and then I stayed a little bit here in Kampala, and then I moved to the UK, and then from the UK straight to South Africa. So, yeah.
Okay. And which schools did you go to?
I went to Main Street Primary, and then I went to, it was PMM, which is Madivan Multi-By Girls School. And then I also I did cosmetology in UK. And then further in South Africa, I mastered my skills with HR management, because it's a whole lot of work being an entrepreneur and you do not have any idea what HR means. So I had to do that. And yeah. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
You mentioned that you've always been the same person.
Yeah.
So, and you did cosmetology. Were
Yeah.
you that child who was wearing mommy's heels and wearing mommy's dresses?
I was a makeup type of girl.
Okay.
You know, like I loved dolls. I wouldn't do it on myself, but I used to have a lot of dolls and I would play mommy, I would cook, that whole old school thing.
Yes.
And I think it's exactly what I've turned out to be. I'm so mommy and I love being mommy more than anything else. I love being mom. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I guess you said you had 5 sisters.
Yeah.
The sisters never got made up? Just the dolls?
Just the dolls, funny
Just the
enough.
dolls?
Yeah, just the dolls. Yeah, it was just one of those things.
So were
Yeah.
you the naughty sibling? Were you the quiet one?
My sister says she can testify. I'll tell you something. I was a very quiet child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was a very quiet child, and I would actually lock myself up in a room and do my dolls. I loved plaiting my dolls' hairs. And I started really learning how to talk too much because of Ivan. Ivan talked too much. People don't believe it. Ivan seemed to be the very quiet person in public. He came out very quiet, but Ivan talks too much.
Okay.
Used to. So that's how I actually learned how to really be. I had the confidence in me, but I was just not the talkative person.
Okay. So you weren't shy, you were just quiet.
No, yeah, I was not a shy kid. I always had that confidence in me from my high school. Like, I was just that person.
So in high school, did you ever find yourself on stage?
Yes.
Miming,
Yes.
dancing?
Yes, a lot of times. I remember winning the best dance and drama. What was it called? Dance, drama, something actress. I won that when I was in my senior 3. And then I also went for Miss Ginger. I came out second runner up because first runner up. I couldn't be the Miss. The reason being, I was such a yellow-born kid. And they were looking for something that really portrays people from Ginger. I'm talking about the Basogas and things like that. And Zari did not make the cut. Like, I did not come out. So, I settled for that. And yeah, I remember the karaoke's we used to do. Even when I moved to Kampala, there's Pioneer Mall. There used to be karaoke.
Oh, yes. Was that
Sabrina's,
DV8 down there?
DV8, Sabrina's used to be my place as well. Yeah, it's just been a roller coaster.
Okay, so you've been on and off stage, I mean, even back in the day. So how did you decide to go and do cosmetology?
Beauty. I think I loved beauty. My aunt, I'm going to tell you something about my aunt. She used to be an hair hostess.
Okay.
And she looked so pretty. She used to be so made up. The way she carried herself, the way she talked, the way everything about her used to get me in that place to say, wow, this woman is so beautiful. And then I used to go to her house and I used to play makeup. Now, this is when I would play makeup on her at her house. And that is where I took it up to say, you know what? I think I can do this.
Oh, so she inspired you.
She did.
Okay.
Rest her soul. She passed on.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask you now for your first song and then we get back to chatting.
Okay.
Your first request from Louis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee, Despacito.
Yes. That song, there's something about that song. It's just too sexy.
It's a sexy song.
It's, anything Spanish. I don't know about
Sounds
anything
sexy.
else. Anything Spanish. For me, that is it. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Sexy song. Despacito. It is indeed the hit selector on 88.2 Stanyu FM. I'm Crystal, chatting with my guest Zari on Celeb Select today. So good to have you. Now, you're here with your sister, Zara, and it happens to be her birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday on air.
On air, live on air.
Yes.
So Zara, Zari,
Zule.
So are there more
And then
Zs?
Ashura and Jamila.
Okay.
Yeah. Couple of Z's in there.
A couple of Zs.
Yeah.
Those aren't your everyday names, though.
They are. Zarina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I mean, having 3 Zs. It's
Yeah.
not often you come to a family and they have 3 Zs.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys very close?
Very.
Very close.
Like, we are BFFs. Best friends. Yeah.
Okay. No fighting.
No, I mean, there's always going to be that sibling thing. It happens all the time. But it's not major fights where we're not talking to each other, right? It's just one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were telling me, where you went to school, then you moved to Kampala.
Yeah.
And then you went up to, where did you go to school? In Kampala?
In Kampala.
Yes.
No, I actually went to school in Jinja.
In Jinja,
Yeah.
okay.
Then I came to Kampala briefly, and then I went to UK. And then UK, I came back here 2 months briefly, and then I went back to, I went to South Africa.
Okay. So you went to the UK just to study. Did you try and work as well?
I did, but I don't know. I know what I want for my life. And the life in the UK, it wasn't my thing. And, I did work. I had like 3 jobs, different times, not at the same time. I worked at Quick Save. It was a Quick Save something that time. And then I worked at a Sainsbury. And then I worked at a sandwich factory. And I was like, hold on.
Just to be able to pay the bill.
This isn't my life. And when I was done, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm going back to Africa.
Did you pay for your own course, or
No.
were you working to support yourself?
No, I was just working just to have spare change for my shopping and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said, how long were you in the UK? A year?
It was 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you
Yeah.
were done with that. Then you came back to Uganda.
For 2 months. And then I
Why?
went
Why
to-
just 2 months?
in Uganda? Because then I said, you know what, I'm going. I didn't want to waste time. I needed to find something to do with my life. I wasn't just going to sit around and just figure out things at my own time. No. I
At
was
that
like,
point, what was your vision for your life?
I went to UK to visit my aunt because I wanted to further
aunt
my
was the air
studies. Yeah,
hostess?
she was in SA. And I was like, let me just go visit while I'm having this vacay break and all those things. And when I went, then I started hearing people, this one is doing that and things. I said, you know what, I'm gonna live here. And I started working on my work permits, my permanent residence. Now I'm a citizen. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, okay. South Africa.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you now, it's 16, 17 years that I lived in South Africa. Yeah.
So in very many ways, it's home.
It is home.
Completely home.
Yeah, completely.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how are you doing the balancing act then between South Africa and just
Tanzania.
Yeah,
and
next
then
door,
Uganda.
Tanzania.
Well,
Do you travel a lot?
I travel a lot, but I think it also just comes with you need to prioritize. I need to know, when do I need to be in South Africa? Like, there's so much work. I need to spend time with the kids and things like that. And then I need to know, when do I need to be in Tanzania? I've got a bit of work, brand ambassador things going in Tanzania. And then my man also comes from there. And then I have to think, okay, what do I have to do? It's just about finding your balance. If you can find your balance, you will have your life in order. If you're a very disorganized person, then you don't know where you're supposed to be, when, and what are you supposed to do. So I think I have my life in order.
So time management is what
Yes,
you're saying. It's
number
important.
one, time management, prioritizing, and just knowing what is right when and yeah.
Okay. So when you went to South Africa, tell us
Yeah.
what happened.
I stayed for 2 years, trying to find peace jobs, working in a salon and doing those things. And then I met Ivan. Yeah, Ivan had his own thing going. And you know what? I was like, yeah, I hear you. I see you have your own thing going. But there used to be a Ugandan guy. He owned a school.
Okay.
And I told him, look, you have your things going and you're getting money, but
It was like
it's
business.
yeah. And I was like, it's a bit of shady things. And let me tell you something. Now we're going to start a family. And I do not think I want to be on the run every other time. So we need, and I give an example of this guy who owned a primary school and was making so much money. He used to drive the latest cars. And I'm like, no, I want that life. It's like, no, but I'm not so educated to go there. Zari, how are we going to? I said, we do not have to be educated to know this thing. We need to know, how does the system work? Then I started doing my research and contacting people and going to the Department of Education to find out, like, how does this work? What is the requirements and things like that. And I said, we do not have to be principals of our schools because we do not have the experience or the education or things like
the
that.
background.
We just need to hire people that we can afford to pay to do the jobs. If we need to run a school, we need to hire a qualified principal with experience. And okay, because he had a bit of capital, obviously we could afford to hire these principals and things like that.
Yes.
We put in our application papers, and things went a bit rough. And I'm like, you know what, we are not stopping. It was kind of like, no,
So
I
it was
think
rough in the beginning.
yeah, because first of all, we were foreigners now wanting to open a huge business, and there's a whole lot of background check on where you're getting your money, and of course in a certain country they have to find out. Eventually we pulled through, and then we started with 2 offices, half floor, first floor. Now we own branches nationwide in South Africa. So for me, it's been one roller coaster, but I am just so happy that I pushed, I worked for it, and until today I am so proud of what I do being CEO of these companies, and knowing, you know what, I started this and I'm still here and it's working, and I'm so proud of myself.
Well done.
Yeah,
well
I
done.
am.
And I
Trust
like
me.
the fact that you kept saying you had to
Yes.
push, you had to push,
yes.
you had to push,
there
not
was
give
there was
up.
so many setbacks. We had so many setups because now Ugandans would come up, they would contact authorities. Oh no, these people. And then I would fight that. Okay, there is a problem. Fine. What is the problem? Can we fix it? You fix it. And before you know it, there's another setup. And then you fix it. It's all about, okay, you are trying to obstruct me. It's fine. I'll get it
done anyway.
Yes.
I'll find my
So,
way through. Okay. So, I mean, you went to South Africa. You were there for such a long time, setting
Yeah.
up your businesses. Things started going well.
Yeah.
And then in Uganda, bam, we're like, oh, wow, who is this woman?
I
Who is
know,
this couple? So would you come back often? Would you come back to visit often?
we would come back often. You know what really made our life so big in Uganda? I think we were the flashy couple. Like when we used to come.
Were
I'm-
you flashy in South Africa as well?
Yeah, I don't know. For me now, these things have become a lifestyle. Now I don't even know when it's flashy, when it's what. I just feel like it's a lifestyle. Because when I pop champagne in my home, I'll probably Instagram it or post it on my Twitter. It's just my lifestyle. I can be in my home and pop champagne. I don't need to be in a club to pop champagne. It's for me, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So at that time, we were doing the college. I was having babies, and then I was doing my music at the same time where I got my East African channel or best upcoming East African video. I was 2006, 7, I think, yeah. So I had all this fame thing going for me. I tried it in Uganda. So I would come back, record my videos here, and then fly back to South Africa. I would pay people to play music. I promise you, I am very honest. I used to pay people to play my music.
Okay.
But eventually, when they started saying, okay, this girl has got something, I stopped all that crap. And people started now finding me. Like, oh, Zari, we're playing your music and things. So they became very interested in my lifestyle. So when we come down here, we would host parties, we'd go to the club and splash money, champagnes and all the things. And that is how actually now this whole socialite thing. I don't know
Came
want to
up.
be called a socialite. I am a mom. I'm a businesswoman. There's a difference between me and, slay queens, slay cartoons, So for me,
Did you say
slay cartoons?
I
Because
love that.
basically they just for them to borrow clothes, wear them, and
And look good, take pictures.
for social media, people are faking a Waraji lifestyle. I mean, a champagne lifestyle for social media while they're really living under Waraji circumstances.
Ooh.
I really call them slay cartoons. For me, that is what I'm sorry, but yeah. So people now, I will tell you something about social media. It's probably something we can talk about some other time. People have taken this social media to another level that we have to force things to be seen, but behind the scenes, our lives do not really look like what we're posting on social media. Trust me.
And that's how we suddenly discovered
Yeah, that's
this
how
couple,
Zari
like-
banged. Now I started making headlines. I remember those other 5 years, like every other paper every day had my face. on
Yes.
like every other paper.
They made a lot of
They
money off
would
your
n-
face.
Yes. Like, can somebody pay me red paper? You owe me so much money. You owe me so much money.
Well, we're going to go into your next request right now. This one is Dance coming in from Timaya.
Yes.
Why do you like the song?
That song, it's just something about that song. It's just groovy. You don't really need to force the dance. No,
It kinda just comes out of you, huh?
No.
Is
It's so beautiful.
You mentioned having like a playlist. Is that like a
Yeah.
workout playlist?
Not really. It's songs that I play in my car. It's songs if I'm cleaning around my house. I would love to put these songs. It's just feel good music. Nothing special. Feel good music.
I love the song too. Here it is, Dance from
Yes.
Timaya.
Look into your eyes and me tell you make we dance. You tell me say you know they go. Now I don't realize I love no be fine. Some on the rock.
Zarina Hassan.
Telling it like it is. You've said that in the past a lot, that you tell it as it is.
Yeah.
Have you always been like, I'll just say
Yeah.
what I feel, what I think?
I mean, it's just what it is. You either take it or leave it. It's just what it is. I think, but it does come with confidence. You cannot say words that you're not sure about. Yeah.
Have you ever gone through a time when your confidence was shaky?
So many times it happens, but the thing is, most of the things, it's mostly what people say. And what people say is just opinions. So your opinions are just opinions. They're not based on any facts and things like that. So I sit down, I'm like, hold on. Nah, it's not breaking me. Nah. I'm up again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you and Ivan were together for a long time.
Yeah, almost
then.
11 years, I think. Yeah.
And I think that's why you talk about him quite a lot, quite easily, because he was a big
Yeah.
part of your life
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you went through really turbulent times towards the end.
Of the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
What made you finally decide that I'm done?
Ivan wasn't really a bad guy. I'll tell you that. He was just, I think, obsessed. Yeah, he was really obsessed with me. That the obsession when an obsession grows, it turns into something else. And then it became physical, and then it got to a point where it was really, really nasty physical. And I was like, okay, I'm either going to decide to stay in this life or I'm going to decide to quit. And then I really tried to work onto it. The many times I booked counseling for him, he would pay my counselor and then say he came, and he didn't.
Wow.
And then I would actually call and say, is he there? Can I speak to him? And then this is when the lady started saying, oh, she's smart. She's checking on you if you came here. And I said, no, but you're not helping us. And then I tried another person, and then we had our elders, his family and my family coming together a couple of times. And, like we would leave this week. We've talked about this issue. We'd fly back to SA and bang, we're just back to square one. I really tried to, because for me, I would not stay in a relationship for 10 years, have 3 boys, build this empire with him. And then I just want to walk out. Like people always judge. No, you just, sorry, I need to use this word. It's PG, PG. Sorry. See, they say, oh, she's a prostitute. She's a slut. Oh, Malaya. But people don't really know your story.
Yeah.
They're very quick to judge. Because no, she is the one who is very jumpy. Maybe I am the one who was keeping this relationship together because I'm really thinking at what is at stake. We have kids.
You have the kids. Yes.
We've been a decade together. We have this empire, like our life. We have it going. We can afford to live in the best houses, to buy the beautiful cars. We can afford to go on trips, take our kids to Manchester and play in the soccer academy. We had the life everybody would want. And then people are just very quick to say, no, it's Zari. It's not me. I stayed in a very abusive relationship until I said, you know what, I cannot. And it got to a point where at some point, if we had a fight and he would say, oh, you want to leave me, you have to go through the balcony. And he would literally face me down the balcony. If you want to leave me, this is the only way. And people don't get it. But, it was a very, very hard time when we broke up, because now you're thinking, okay, I got into a relationship with this guy. I was young, and this is the one person I know. But, with time comes healing and forgiving. And when he passed on, we were really good friends. Like, we would joke about things. I would joke about the girls he's dating. He would joke about Diamond and say, nah, but this guy. Oh, it was just like, now we were like
so
buddies.
You moved on to that point where
yes,
you were
because
friends.
I think there is one thing people do not understand. For you to heal, you need to forgive.
Yes.
If you're still holding on to grudge, you will not heal, because this grudge boils in you, creates pain in you. And for me, I forgave him.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't understand why you were doing the things you do, but I really hope that you've learned your lessons. You will not do this to the next person.
Yeah.
I also made peace with myself, and I said, you know what, it's done.
Also, you had your boys as well. You
cannot
want them to still have a relationship with their father.
And the thing is, they would watch the things, and they would ask at some point, but why are you covering for him? Because most of the time when they walked into a fight, they would see. And my oldest son was like, but you lied that no, when grown-ups are talking, we raise our voices. And it's like, but this is not raising voices. Why are you covering for him? So it was like, man, it was so difficult. You don't just wake up and pack your bags and go. You don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So especially when you've built with someone. Yeah, but it just gets to a point where you're like, you know what, it's not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, early on, you were talking about like how, tabloids made so much money.
They made so much drama out of it.
And then you had that little scandal where, a very intimate video
was
suddenly out
yes.
there.
People want to make that such a big deal. Oh, she's got a sex video. I want to talk about that. I'm not ashamed of my past.
Yeah.
Because things happen when they just happen. You don't plan a sex video to come out. But I was dating a person. The time I left Ivan and things like that, I was dating a person. And because of the long distance thing, we would get on the phone and do whatever we have to do. I mean, we are adults. Yes. I will not even try to say people use it against me. You have a sex video. No, we were adults. We have our intimate moments.
Yeah.
And it came to a point where I think this person had recorded a session.
Oh.
And when I wanted to break up the relationship because I felt like it was not working, I'll tell you something. When you leave a relationship and you're going on, you have that rebound thing. I think for me that is what it was. That I dated a couple of guys in between after Ivan. Not because I'm a slut or what. It's just a rebound thing after a long relationship with someone.
And sometimes you're lonely. You're just looking for,
So, and this guy recorded a video, and when I broke up with him, he wanted to blackmail me that I should pay him.
Oh.
And if I paid you today, you would still want more money the next day and the other day. And it was going to be a continuous thing. I said, you know what? It's fine. You want to release this video?
Go
Go
ahead.
for it. And man, it's out and it's done and that's it.
And you've moved
I would
on.
still be paying. I would still be living in fear. Somebody's got my video, and no, it's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've worked hard for your money. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
people think about the someone taking
No,
like,
you
money
cannot
from you.
blackmail me for something that I did not do. I was having a relationship with you.
Mm-hmm.
I was having intimate moments with you as my boyfriend, and this is what you do. You want to pay me by releasing my sex video that you recorded? It's fine. Go ahead, and it's in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you met Diamond.
Yes.
Okay. What do you
Okay.
call him at home?
D or Baba T.
Okay.
Just like him, he calls me Z or Mama T.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? Because it seemed like your relationship was like it moved so fast in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Remember when I left Ivan, the tabloids and the media were so interested in everything I was doing. Who was I dating? Where was I going? Like, what's up with that? They really wanted to know. And then there's a time when I really DM'd him. I wanted him to come to the white party. And then he says, no, speak to my manager.
Ah.
So,
okay.
and then he went back to the manager, and the manager's like, no, there's this girl, she's Zari, the boss lady. And then he started doing a background search on me. Oh, and then it's like, oh, is it the same girl that like DM'd me? I didn't even notice.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling the manager, oh, you need to hook up with this girl. Like, we need to speak to her, all those things. And then we kind
So
of
it
didn't.
started like from a business
Yeah,
angle.
so then we
almost.
didn't really go that. And then we met on a flight.
Okay.
And then it's like, oh, you DM'd me. I'm sorry, my manager this and this and that. I said, you know what? It's fine. I understand you're an artist. I would also just bypass the message. And we exchanged numbers and things like that. And then we started dating after.
Okay.
We didn't date immediately. It's just after a couple of weeks. And then we decided because we couldn't stop calling each other. We couldn't. The chemistry was just.
You are in love.
The chemistry was amazing. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. But right
All
now,
right.
I'll play your next request from
Yeah.
DJ Khaled, Rihanna.
Yeah, one of the top favorite music videos, songs for me, Rihanna. It's hot.
It's hot.
Very.
What do you think of Rihanna? The way you
Rihanna
said
is
it.
such a very sexy woman. I'm so sorry, I'm straight. If I wasn't, yes.
She would confuse
She
you
is
too.
sexy. No, but she is really sexy.
No, she is. There's
Yes.
a raw sexual
It's something
energy
about
that
her.
she
She
gives
is
us.
just sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild thoughts. Here it is.
I don't know if you could take it. No, you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. I wanna be a baby, baby, baby. Spinning in his wet just like he came from Maytag. Rocket with it on the brown like. When I get like this, I can't.
Because your life has been hectic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things going on. You're constantly busy. But one of the things that I feel is that you've been open to love. Because for very many people who've gone through an abusive relationship,
Yeah.
they
You
actually
would hold
close.
back. Yeah,
Yes.
you would
But
definitely hold
you
back.
were open to love.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't
Was it just
know.
him or?
No, it wasn't just him. You know, after, like you just said, so many people after abusive relationships, they feel like I do not want to get into. This is what happens when you love somebody and trust somebody. This is the same person you expect to protect you. Now, when a person is not protecting you and they're doing the opposite to you, it comes out. You're like, okay. So you also start getting trust issues. Can you trust men? Not all men are the same. People always
Yes.
say men are the same. And no. People it's just different situations with a different guy, and so there's no reason for me. I want to be loved. I am just so much of a girly girl. I want to be loved. So
I want to be loved. I like
Yes.
that statement. I like it.
yes.
I think we all want to be loved at the end of the day.
Yes, love is a
Sometimes we're just
beautiful thing.
afraid of maybe opening up and being
No,
vulnerable.
it's so beautiful to have somebody at the end of the day call you, how is your day? How are you? Like, what's up with you? Did you eat? I mean, it's just the simple things. Just that one person that you know, there is this person. And for me, I wouldn't know. I would fall in love 20,000 times. Even if I left Diamond today, I would still fall in love. Yes, I would.
Okay. So speaking of Diamond, as I said earlier, it's like your relationship got serious very quickly. It
Yeah.
felt like
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Because it's like you just started dating and then you were expecting your first baby.
A baby, yeah.
Did you just...
Okay, the chemistry between us was very strong, and we just hit it on like bang, and before you know it, we were expecting our first child. And I mean, for me to actually decide to be serious with him, I mean, we had talks. We would talk. He would tell me about his dreams. I've always wanted to have a family and this and that. And then for me, I was like, you know what? I already have a bit of kids, and I feel like, but things just happen. Some things are just destiny.
Yes, yes.
And it just happened. So when I got pregnant, I was like, and then I went for my scan, and it was a girl. For me, I was like, you know what? Either way, I'm gonna keep this baby. And for him, he was excited because he's always wanted to have babies. And that's how we started building a family. It was something that we both started planning in.
Okay. And was it rough being that, I mean, you're already out there,
Yeah.
public personality, but then he's a musician and now he's like almost, heading to larger than life.
Yeah.
Was it hard to date him?
I'll tell you something. When two famous people date, there's always going to be people who always scrutinize, people who always have all the positive and negative things to say. But when we get home, it's not like I am Zari, the boss lady. When he comes home, it's not like I am Diamond. No. We don't even bring that world of ours out there into our home. When we are home, I am his woman, he's my man, he's the father to the kids, and
That's that.
That's it.
Okay.
He would never boss me around, and I would never boss me around. And I like bossing people around. So if he started
Are you
that
sure
crap,
you'd never boss him
if
around?
he started that crap with me, he would never win. So no, he's so chilled. He's such a humble guy. He cooks. He is very good with the kids, and he knows like we need to get away. He plans our vacations, and he's such a great person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I mean, once you got serious with him, you had to move to Tanzania, right?
No, people always actually assumed I moved to Tanzania.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
So many media houses, when they DM me or inbox me, like, how is Tanzania? I'm like, no, I'm in South Africa.
'Cause you're in South Africa
I travel
then.
a lot to Tanzania.
Okay.
And he travels a lot to South Africa because that is how we try to make it work. The fact that it's
It can be easy, though.
Trust me, but no,
What?
I've never.
So you're living in different countries?
I only moved to Tanzania to have baby Latifa. I think I stayed longer for about 4 months. That is the longest I've stayed in Tanzania.
I don't know. It just seemed like, okay, you'd actually
No.
move, but then you're running the businesses as well.
Yes,
It's like,
yes.
how are you
running
doing
the
that?
businesses? You need to have a great team. For you to run your business while you are away, you need to have a great team. First of all, you need to know your story. And once you have a great team, you know your story, you delegate. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned two famous people always going to pay attention. They're looking at you. They're wondering what's going on. And the two of you have been through a rough patch
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
How do you feel about him?
About him
Cheating on you.
cheating and having a baby with
Yes.
another person. It was betrayal at its best. For some reason, I thought I would not talk about these things, but I think because I've made peace with them, I think I can talk about them and not even feel anything. It was the worst betrayal of all times because, I mean, people cheat. But why are you cheating in our bed? Why are you cheating with some low-life things out there? Why are you not wearing a condom? You know you have a family and there's kids involved and they're too young. You could catch HIV. I had like 20 million questions.
Yes.
But, men will always be vague. Men, when caught in such a thing, they'll be vague. Oh, no, it was a long-distance relationship. Shit happened, and before I know it, and she said she was pregnant. Yes, I understand all that story. But why didn't you wear a condom? And why our bed? Oh, I'm too famous to get into any hotel because they'll take pictures of me, so she has to come in very late and leave very early before anybody leaves. I said, yeah, okay, I understand all that. Why not a condom? And obviously, they always look at you like they are in some lost world. And for me, okay, fine, whatever happened, happened. And the baby's innocent. This child didn't plan to be here, and this child came. I'm not even worried about what she does. I'm just worried about my man now. That what are you doing after this? Are you still gonna have a hula baloo thingy going on the side? Are you now being committed to your relationship? I would not refuse him to see his child. I'm not the type. I
yes.
am not like
Like
that
you said,
child.
the child is
deserves
innocent.
his father at any one point. But I just want. We've had a discussion where we've made it very clear. You're gonna focus on your relationship now with me and the kids. You're gonna focus on your career. Until then, with musicians, you never know when the next scandal is gonna hit you. So I'm just out here with my guns. But now he is just being the man he's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah. And
okay. So,
like
because you're clearly trying to work it out.
yeah, like again, it comes with forgiveness. Okay, fine. You messed up one time. I do not expect you to I do not expect to catch you in the same mistake the second time. But man, I don't know. It's
Because
you pray about it,
exactly.
and
And
they
you
say,
talked about
pray.
musicians.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with musicians,
Yeah.
sometimes I
Yeah.
don't want to. Again, not all men are
Yeah.
the same, but sometimes it just seems to happen
Yeah.
again and again.
Yeah.
Are you
I mean,
worried
with
about
this,
that?
With this word, I'm not like worried about it, but I do. It is somewhere in the back of my mind. Not worried that it gives me sleepless nights or anything, but it's just in the back of my mind. Like, he's a musician. There's always gonna be groupies. There's always gonna be girls taking their knickers off and throwing. I mean, but I will sit down with him and tell him, look, this is what is wrong. This is what is right. You want to be out there with groupies doing whatever. You cannot have both worlds. You cannot be a musician and trying to act single. You're either going to be a musician and show you've got a family, or if you do not feel like the family needs to be in the picture, unfortunately, me and my kids will remove ourselves from this, and I have nothing to lose, and like whatever. So
Okay. Well, I
yeah.
guess when people are asking what's the status, you said he's on probation, so you know
no,
now he better behave himself.
we get. He's behaving himself, and he's being the good guy he's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you clearly are a very strong person.
Thank you.
Clearly are, because I mean, so many things have happened over the time, and
Yeah.
and you've had to learn to live your life with all the exposure, with
Yeah.
all the attention. So, who is Zari? Who are you really? If I was going to ask you to sum yourself up in like a few words,
Who is Zari?
and not Zari the mother, not
love
Zari
being
the
mom.
girlfriend.
I like being mom, so I prefer Zari the mom and the mompreneur.
Okay.
Zari the mother and the
Mompreneur.
businesswoman. All the other things that are falling in place, or she's a socialite, or she's famous, or she's this, those are just extras. But Zari is a mom, and she's a businesswoman, and I'm very humble. Actually, and I'm a very fun person. People always think like she's so serious, and no, I'm not serious. I only see post pictures, and you guys are like, oh, she's so serious now.
But you're a fun person.
I am.
Yay.
If you see me and my sisters, we are like some schoolgirls. Like, we are crazy. Like, it's madness in my house. So yeah.
Now, you said when you were younger, you were looking for something. You know,
Yeah.
you knew the kind of life you wanted.
Yeah.
Do you feel you're on the right track? Do you feel there's something
No,
still?
I'm not on the right track until I fly private jets.
Okay.
So right now I'm still sticking to business class, so I'm not where I'm supposed to be until I'm sitting in a private jet. I'm like, yes, mama, I made it.
You made it.
Yeah. So no.
Big dream.
Yeah.
Big
You know, we
dreams.
always, it starts with a dream. Then you vision this. I want to do this. And then you work towards it. God willing, if you bless, you get to it. And if you fail, you try again and try again until you get there.
You talk about being a mom a lot. Are you a strict mom?
I am not a strict mom. We have a type of relationship with my kids, especially the boys, the bigger boys, where they know we talk.
You talk.
Most of the
'Cause
time, I say, yo,
raising-
bro, come here, hey, dude, type of thing. Because we have that relationship where we're supposed to be very friendly. If you are really, I'm not saying you are not supposed to discipline your kids. Like, the whole spanking thing, I did not come from a family where we were being spanked. That's why
Okay.
when I got into an abusive relationship, I was like, hold on.
It was completely
My parents wasn't
shocking.
even doing this. So for me, it's I don't beat my kids. I don't spank my kids. We talk about things. I make sure I am as open as I can to them, that they can be able. They were actually telling me, no, I've been chatting up this girl. It's cool and she's pretty. Oh, do you want to see her face? Type of relationship.
Yes.
But when you fail to do your homework, when your marks drop, when your grades drop, when you didn't shower, and I go home and the maids are telling me, we've been asking Raphael to shower, and when no, I'm not sweet mommy.
You
Now
step
things
in.
are gonna change. You are gonna be grounded. They used to this lifestyle and things like, no, you will not get a new video game. You'll be grounded. You cannot bring your friends over. You will not go to this soccer tournament. And you've been working so hard to go to this soccer tournament because you want to show off your skills. You cannot go because your grades are not in order. So there's certain ways of disciplining your kids and just saying you want to beat your kids. It's so outdated.
I can actually see you talking to them like that
It
right
is-
now. You
yes,
will not
you
the
will
fingers
not,
at all.
You will and they always love these soccer tournaments. They're gonna get onto a bus trip with all their friends and go and play to the next school. No, you cannot go. And I'll make sure I call the school. Unfortunately, Pinto is not coming through because his grades are not on points, and he needs to work. Then the next season he can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on
Pleasure. It
Celeb
was
Select.
really nice.
Really nice chatting with you.
Yes.
And just I always ask at the end what you've learned, your life lessons, what you've learned, and what your philosophy is in life now moving
My
forward.
philosophy, if there's any philosophy in life, prayer
Okay.
makes things easy.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks again for coming through.
Yeah, sure.
Your last song is one very special to
Yay.
you. Uh-huh. Tell us.
Eneka.
Yes.
Eneka by Diamond. This song, it's such an intimate song. It's got a bit of that Spanish feel. It's not Spanish. It's a bongo thingy song, but it's a song that I bonded so much with him when we went for our Mombasa vacation. He would play it a lot after studio when he comes home. It's a song that I fell in love with. That most of the memories I have, like, it's about this Eneka song. I have very beautiful memories. I think that's why I stick to it. Like, I love it.
Okay, here
Yeah.
it is, Eneka. And again, thank you for
Thank
coming
you
through.
so much.
Eneka, ninakupendaga. Bona, the only thing I have in my life is you. Asichomeka, nyavuni kwedaga. Wacha penzi kama moto. Tukomeshe hao, wanapenda choko choko. Na penzi kama bia, nileweshe. Ubaki lumia.